Hello, everybody. Hey, how you doing? So, thanks for joining us for this session. I had the pleasure of doing a quick demo on mobile earlier. I'm going to introduce in a second Lee, who's on the team. He's the product manager for mobile, based out of the UK. He's going to come up and give you a quick overview of what we're doing and how we expect that mobile is going to transform planning. So I'm going to pass over to Lee, just in terms of logistics. For Q&A at the end, we're just going to run around with some mics. We're going to go old school, so if you can just chill out, leave your phone in your pocket, that's all fine. We'll just run around. It's hot enough already, so we're good. All right, Lee, you ready? Let's go.
Thank you, Simon. Okay, so, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending our main event, CPX. I'm sure you had fun over the last couple of days. And one thing I've noticed standing up here, it's a wonderful view out there. So please don't start swaying around. I could get a little seasick. But today, what are we doing? We're looking at a deeper dive into mobility and planning and what mobile means to connected planning. So those of you in the audience, let me ask you a question. How many of you flew to CPX and took a flight to San Francisco? And how many of you downloaded a mobile boarding pass on your phone? Hold your phones in the air. All right, there's a few of you. So mobile is transforming the world, and it's my passion to create great experiences on mobile at Anaplan for our customers. So who am I? My name's Lee Romeo. I'm a product manager based out of the UK, and I'm responsible for everything mobile at Anaplan. So a little bit about our general disclaimer. Today I'll be showing you our general product direction for information purposes only. It's not a commitment from us. Don't rely on this to make any purchasing decisions. And it may not be the final product. Some of it's still in development, so it may change. And everything remains at discretion of Anaplan. So, rough overview of the agenda. Today we'll be looking at mobile in an enterprise world. What is mobile and how it fits into connected planning. Today I'll be taking you through some of our user personas, doing a bit of a demo, telling you a story, and then looking at a little bit deeper into our roadmap. Then we'll also tell you how you can join our beta program. Some of you have already been over and checked out the giant mobile phone at our UX studio. Followed by a Q&A session as well. So let's get back to basics. You've probably seen this over the past few days at CPX. Anaplan connects people, plans, and their data. So Anaplan Mobile is providing another medium for connecting people, plans, and their data so people can always stay connected. And also from the previous sessions, you might have recognized these four components of the new user experience, being the new UI, the new home, workflow, and mobile. And today, we're taking a deeper dive into that mobile component. So another question for you about how mobile is important in the enterprise world. How many of you have done some sort of after-hours work on your mobile device, whether that being answering an email from your boss, looking at a CV for a new hire, or probably answering a Slack thread about a pending release? I'm going to guess that's a couple of you. A few people nodding heads there. So mobile is more essential than ever, and mobile apps are now a part of our everyday life for many people. All right, did you know in 2019, the number of smartphone users is forecast to be 2.5 billion? And it might surprise you that 3/4 of employees say that mobile devices are essential to their business workflows. Mobile is fast, it's convenient, it's right in your pocket, it's engaging, and it's action-orientated. And Anaplan Mobile allows your company to collaborate in real time, access information on the go, and rapidly take action. All this giving your company the competitive advantage. All right, so let's take a look at a business view of Anaplanners as we go from the outside in. taking a look at our end users through to our page builders, so our contributors, reporters and planners, and that's who we'll be taking a look at today. So our VPs and C-levels who don't have time as they need information on the go, accessible at their fingertips. All right, so you might have already met Anthony and Danielle, our analyst and senior executive. They both use Anaplan for very different things. Anthony will create sophisticated reports for ad hoc questions from his executives, and Danielle is really busy and doesn't have time to go into great detail, needs the right information at the right time to make those informed decisions. Now, I'm a senior executive in Seattle working for a large software company, and I'm about to prepare for a business trip that I would normally use a ton of spreadsheets and print off a bunch of reports. But with Anaplan Mobile, I don't need to. Now, before leaving the office, I asked Anthony, our analyst, some questions about the customer that I'm visiting so I can see what's happening. And as I'm about to leave the office to take my flight, Anthony agrees to create these pages for me and send them straight over. So Anthony creates a new board for Danielle that Danielle has asked him to provide these new insights for her sales meeting tomorrow morning. Now, Anthony knows Danielle for quite a few years, and the first thing that she'll want to know is to run some scenarios. So Anthony's going to create some additional insights, which is easy in Anaplan. Now, Anthony's done creating those new pages for Danielle and quickly shares them inside Anaplan. Nice and easy. Danielle, while traveling, receives a push notification on her device. She taps on that notification, she instantly goes into that page on her device. All right, let's get to a demo. Quickly log in. Okay, so what I'll show you first is Anthony, our analyst, will quickly build a page for Danielle, who's on the go. So what we'll do here is we'll create a board. We'll call that our senior executive dashboard. We will place it into a category, select our workspace, and then our Anaplan model. And we'll create our basic canvas for that board. Now, these boards are very easy to put together. I've actually created some predefined cards, which we might have used in other pages for other purposes. I can simply drag these on, creating out this board. As you can see there, it's starting to build out. I'll put this one right up here. All right, so that's now starting to look pretty good. I might actually highlight this one up at the top here and move this over to the side. Fairly happy with that. I'll hit publish, and I've fairly quickly, right in front of your eyes, created a new dashboard for Danielle, our senior executive. So we have a KPI card, a few charts, a grid. All right, so you're probably asking, what does that look like for Danielle? She's on the go. She's about to go to that meeting. So we'll now have a look at our Anaplan mobile application. So Danielle has pushed that push notification. She's gone into her app, and immediately we can see our senior executive dashboard that we've created on the fly. Now we have a board here, we have our KPI card, you can see our filters and some charts, we can see a grid, and a lovely pie chart down the bottom, as Danielle loves pie charts. So we can go full screen on a chart. We can tap in, see information with tooltips as we navigate around. We can see our legend at the bottom there to give us information on those series. We can see our page dimensions or our filters down the bottom. I can scroll up, I can see my grid on the board. I can tap onto that to go full screen. Now I can only see a couple of columns there, but I can actually scroll around. I can see our lovely conditional formatting, and then our columns will show and hide, which means that we can see the context of what we're viewing. Okay, so we'll scroll up and we'll go to region summary by month. Now Danielle's looking at this information. She can see the information on the series, which is fantastic, but it's US East and Danielle's traveling to San Francisco. So what we can do is tap into our filter. Now, I'm not too sure where California might be, so what I can actually do, instead of having to go into all of my hierarchies, I can tap onto my search. I can type in C for California, and instantly all of my results within my hierarchies and my sometimes enormous lists can be seen right in front of me. The C is highlighted. Simply type in CA, there's California. Tap on my selection and apply it, and that'll update that particular board card that I'm working on. That's great. Let's have a look at, she wants to know about the storage, because that's what she's trying to close the deal with. That also updates. We can see a bit of a decline in June, so she's really trying to push that for July. Now what we can see here is that our KPI card is also connected to that particular dimension. And we can see it's California and storage. So that all syncs on the board. Okay, so now Danielle wants to see more detail about some of the transactions behind these figures. So what we're doing now is drilling down inside a worksheet. So this is quite a large worksheet. We can scroll around, we can see our wonderful conditional formatting, giving us insights. And then what I can do is my columns actually come in so I can see the context of those particular rows no matter where I am on my large worksheet, which is pretty cool. Now another thing that we can do is additional insights. Now Anthony, our analyst, has created these for Danielle. Down the bottom here, we can tap on our additional insights, which are related to that particular worksheet, and we can see them down here. We can go full screen, and we can get even further information on what Danielle is looking for. Okay, so you're probably wondering, wouldn't it be amazing with a large grid like this if we could make available the full real estate of the phone? So if I turn on the side, I can then go into landscape mode. I can then scroll around. My columns appear as before, which is really, really useful. Okay, so Danielle now has enough information, and we will flick back to our slides. Okay, so our senior executive, Danielle, has closed the deal. She's on her way back to the airport in an Uber. She's able to quickly update these new deal figures, add some comments and feedback for her team, and then complete the business process more efficiently than ever. So what you've seen here today is an ICM use case. So now that you've seen that, who would like to sign up for beta? All right, there's a few of you, that's great. So you're probably wondering, okay, Android users out there, he's demoed iOS, he's got iOS screenshots. What about me? Okay, not to fear. Today we're releasing both iOS and Android at the very same time, so we haven't forgotten about you, and that's really great for your end users, so you don't have to worry about any feature parity or any issues with rollout. And one more thing, not only are we releasing on iOS and Android, we're also releasing on iPad and Android tablet at the same time, meaning 4 different devices all at once from Anaplan. I'm pretty excited. Okay, so where are we going next? A little bit about our roadmap. Now, roadmap, would you like me to get into the photo? Or? It's all right. Our roadmap is broken up into 3 stages. Our first stage is mobile native. So that's our fantastic read-only experience or our framework for our application. So being able to view and consume those dashboards or worksheets. The second tier or the second stage is being actionable. So being able to write into those worksheets or add new data with forms, filtering enhancements. And then the third, collaborative or collaboration. So being able to have discussions about the context of your data with your work colleagues. So let's talk a little bit about those features in those 3 stages. So first up, what we're working on right now, single sign-on support. Which is probably the first question all of our customers keep asking. When is single sign-on available? We're building that out right now, so enterprise customers can log in using their single SSO. Beyond that, we're looking at biometric login. So on top of SSO, you'll be able to log in with Touch ID, Face ID, Android fingerprint. All right, I really do enjoy logging into something with my face these days. Further on with mobile native, we're looking at some grid improvements, being able to tap on your column headers and row headers, changing the context, which we all use. Image cards, okay, so we can have your company logos or your product images. And then KPI spark lines, so bringing life to those KPI cards, which you saw earlier. And then My Pages, pretty hot topic over the last 2 days, okay? Being able to put that power into your end users so they can save different views with filtering and sorting, hide and show rows and columns. On to actionable, write back, okay? It's going to change the mobile, being able to write into those worksheets and update data on the go. Forms, being able to add new rows of data with a form on the mobile device. Filtering enhancements, and then visualizations with new Gantt chart and scatterplot charts as well. And then on to collaborative or collaboration. So we're providing commenting, meaning you can have discussions about the data with your colleagues, sharing, so you can send pages quickly and easily to your teammates, and then notifications. So push notifications on the mobile device so you can tap and instantly go into pages. We'll also be looking at integrations with tools like Slack, so you can bring people into Anaplan through your company chat tools, and then also workflow tasks and approvals for your business processes. So, as I've mentioned, beta is here. If you'd like to sign up, visit our UX studio, have a bit of a play with a giant iPhone, and register your interest to sign up for beta now. So those of you who are already building out new pages in the new UX, once you get onto beta, those pages will be immediately available on the mobile, as you saw in my demo. Now, that's it from me, and it's time for some Q&A. Questions, please.
So that example.
One sec, we'll just get the mic for you.
So that example showed that a 0 was included when it shouldn't have been. If you were to go in and correct that in the underlying module, wherever that was, would that automatically flow through then to that published report?
You mean from the web to the mobile?
Correct.
Instantly.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And any other changes that were done over that timeline? Okay.
Absolutely.
Is there a way to lock it down so the changes don't go through? Having like a version almost of something that was kind of locked in for them?
So the page that you create on the new UX web is exactly what you would see in mobile. So they do reflect there.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions from the audience?
Hi. For the notifications, would you be able to have a notification if a certain metric is above a threshold?
We actually, in our cab the other day, our supply chain customers were actually mentioning that use case where If a figure went below a certain value, could we trigger an alert on a threshold or something? Definitely something we're thinking about. It's not on the roadmap just yet, but we're taking all that feedback and we can definitely implement something like that with push notifications for our customers. Any further questions? Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining us today. I hope you enjoy the rest of CPX. I'm really excited. I'm here all for the rest of the day. If you have any questions, please do reach out. Come play with the giant iPhone. It's going to be amazing. Thanks very much.